Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for tuning into Deborah Kobylt Live. Thank you, Enzo De Palma, for that opening music. I loved it. We saw each other last night at the Melinda Gates talk with John Lennon, legend. Wow, wouldn't it be something if it was John Lennon? I have a psychic in studio with me. Maybe like he's channeling us in the room. Woo, I don't know. With John Legend. Anyway, in studio with me today is Sloan Bella. You are an astrologer, you're a psychic medium, and a lot of my friends said, wait a minute, what's the difference between a psychic, a medium, and a psychic medium? So we're going to go over that again, even though I know you've done this multiple times on all the interviews you do, but people don't know. And then we're also here to talk about the work you do with child trafficking. We'll get into that a little bit later. Is that good?
That's good.
However, I have some personal business to cover right here.
Of course.
I said to you, and I texted you, I said, like, you want to read me? Because I'd love to know what's going on with me. So do you mind?
No, as if you don't know what's not going on with you.
Half the time I don't. So.
That could be true, actually. Okay, so seriously, all right. Okay, don't give me the dirty look. Just give me the dirty look. All right, but seriously, probably between now, all right, and the end of August is a slow but steady progression of your work career. Slow and steady, okay? Not as quick as you would like it. Which is part of the reason why you don't know what you're doing all the time, because you're always ahead of yourself.
I have too much going on in my personal and
like
professional life. Like too much coming at me, actually.
Yeah, the professional is what's going to take off. The money for the next 2 years is actually really good for you personally.
Oh, good.
As in you making your own money. Also, there is a reinvention of family and friends coming over the summer. So this to me means traveling and people coming back into your life that have been missing for a while, or not missing as in kidnap missing, but missing as in busy missing and not around you as much. So there's more of a family focus over the summer, which is good.
I'll take it. This is all good. Do you ever give anybody bad news? Like in 2 months? You're going to be here. It's like, what?
Okay, I'm not God.
Have you ever done that before?
I'm not God, so I don't know.
No, I know. I'm just being silly. Because,
Yeah.
People look for stuff, then they don't realize what you can and can't do. That's why
Yeah, I have seen illness on people. You don't have that. But I have seen illness. When I pick it up,
Good.
I tell them.
Okay.
But then I say I'm not a doctor, so you should check with your doctor, but I feel like this.
Very interesting.
But you have career stuff actually coming up, and it's very pertinent to writing with you over the summer. So there's something that you're actually writing. I don't think it's a book either. You might be writing in a different capacity, but you are writing. And not just writing there. I'm talking like writing.
I'm doing writing, and I'm also asked to give speeches a lot. I love talking to people because I've been through things that people have no idea that I would have been through.
Right.
Once I started a talk and I said, so size me up. What do you think? And nobody got it right, because you can't really judge
A book by its cover.
Yeah, I don't really like to say that, but it is true. And we all have a story somewhere deep inside of us, even if some of us don't want to admit it. There's something going on.
Well, you wouldn't be here if you didn't.
Right.
You wouldn't be here because this planet is for work. It's not a lazy planet. So even if you are a lazy person, the planet is going to throw things at you.
Wow.
Or the energy of the universe, or however you want to word it. Nobody gets off. If you have a good childhood, you don't have a good adulthood. If your kids are good, then maybe the grandkids aren't. If your parents weren't, then you are. It goes back and forth. It goes generational, in and out.
Oh, good.
Nobody escapes.
Good.
So to speak.
I had an astrophysicist, this wonderful woman on my show
gosh,
last
cool.
week. Oh, you would love her.
Yeah, totally.
A young woman, and she's 33 years old. She's trying to inspire girls and women to get into science and astrophysics.
Absolutely.
And we started talking a lot about the black hole, the one that many people have been reading. There's many black holes, but the latest one, where you'll be hearing like, oh my God, we're all going to get sucked into it. Don't worry, that's not going to happen. And it got us talking about, life forms beyond. Mm-hmm. And she said the most amazing thing that I'll never forget. I said, are they out there? And she said, Deborah, it's likely that they're there, but if you're walking by an ant, are you going to stop and teach it English? And I thought, wow.
No.
In other words, we may be there and they may see us and just go, yeah, hello. Isn't that kind of crazy to think about?
It's absolutely like that.
We think we're it. So tell me, how do we relate to the planets in the universe? It's the big question everybody would love to have answered, but you got a better seat than I do. So
well, we got the same seat because neither one of us is an astrophysicist.
Yeah, this is true. But you're more intuitive. You sort of are in touch with stuff I'm not.
I believe the way that I describe the universe from my experience, now I'm going on my personal experience, my whole life is, for example, there's many offices in this building. We don't know who's in that one or that one or that one.
Right.
but there are people there. So I believe that the universe is seeing through dimensions or seeing through veils or seeing through walls. That's how I describe it. You can have townhouses all attached to each other and you can hear things going on around you, but not know who it is, right? You can hear music, you can hear noise, you can hear dogs barking, but you don't know who it is because you don't see them. That's how the spirit world works to me. It works all around us. Like we have them coming and going all the time. We just don't see through that wall. We have a wall up around us when we come in as human beings. So we are not through the veil. Some of us are, and not even me. Some are better, like way, way better. Okay. Like people can see very strongly, but it's a veil. So when I think of the universe in like an astrophysicist, I actually think it's dimensional. So I think it's an energetic thing as opposed to you get in a spaceship like Star Trek and travel somewhere. Right. I think it's dimensional, actually.
It has to be.
That's what I think. Yeah.
I hope. I don't know. I mean, I know that people look for you to answers. So what can you do for people when they call you? What do they tend to want to know?
Okay, I'm sure you know from your guests. Does my boyfriend love me? Does my girlfriend love me? Will I get the job? Should I get a divorce? How's my health? How's my mom's health? How's my dad's health? How are my kids doing? Then you get some very poignant questions with people who want to know when they've experienced somebody dying and they can sense the person in the room with them, or they believe they had a dream about them, or they saw something that wasn't in their house, but they thought they saw it. So it's a mixture. It's very, very basic day-to-day questions like, should I take this job? Should I marry this man? Should I marry this woman? Should I date this girl?
Do you always feel like you can help them with that? Or do you sometimes say, I don't know? Or how do you tap into them? Because one thing I know about Sloan, because I've known her a while now, you really care about the people that you work with. You are very genuine.
I like my people.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do.
And you really are a very special, intuitive person. I believe you can feel things from people.
I do love them, yeah.
You do. But are there times you just say, I don't know. Like, how do you tap in?
Not with relationships, but with certain things, yes. Like if somebody says, the question that I can never answer unless it's like right in front of me and it's only happened twice in my life is if someone's going to die. So I'm like, no, people will ask me because they're dealing with sick relatives or sick people in their life. And they're like, do you think this person will live till the end of the year? Or do you think, and that's really
so
hard.
Unfair to ask.
Yeah,
you
that's
that,
really.
But they're looking for an answer.
Maybe they're looking to relieve the stress of it, or because if they're caretakers, some of my clients are caretakers for their parents. Some of them just have people they don't like and want to know when they're going to pass, which I'm like, that's not very nice.
The day is counting down.
Yeah,
wow. So you get everything.
I get everything. I get one of my favorite clients, and he's a difficult one to deal with, but he is a schizophrenic, okay, like for real. And I know he shouldn't be calling a psychic, but he's in control. He's also psychic, and his mother passed away, and she comes through to him. And so he's a very interesting combination because he has both a mental illness, but he is clearly very psychic at the same time.
Let me ask you that, because often people will say, no one's really psychic. Maybe they're nuts. What do you say? No, to which
I
one
welcome
do you say?
it. I say, hello, I'm crazy. Now what? Yeah.
Aren't we all a little bit crazy anyway? Please, everybody.
Yeah.
No, but what do you say to that? Because again, to go back to that, I believe that we do have psychic abilities, and I believe yours are just a little deeper, and you tap in further.
Or it's my purpose in this life, or whatever.
Right.
I'm not, other purpose. What I tell people is, and I am quite aggressive about it, but with a smile on my face, I say to them, do you go to church, temple, or synagogue, or wherever you go? And they say usually yes, yes, or yes, depending on what religion they are. And I'm like, why? And they look at me and I'm like, why? Do you talk to God, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, whichever? Do you talk to them? And they're like, no. And I'm like, so what are you doing? Because I've actually had experiences. So what are you saying? They're going to a church and following a pattern that society says or their family says. But why?
Right.
That's what I say. And I said, if you can believe in that, can you not extend that to the existence of things that you don't know about, or things that come maybe abstractly through, and maybe it's all one and the same thing. It's just worded differently.
I know that you study astrology.
I do. My favorite thing in the world.
Really?
Yeah. Love it. It is never wrong.
Really? So what about the signs? Now, do you want to know what sign I am, or do you already know?
I know you're a Sagittarius.
No, I'm a Capricorn.
Wait.
Capricorn is December 22nd.
Oh, I thought you said December 12th. Okay, she's a Capricorn.
Oh, no. So maybe your reading before was wrong. No, 22nd.
Well, no, if whatever
I
I
wrote
said
the
to
wrong
you.
number. I'm texting wrong all the time.
Yeah,
So
no, we're probably
22nd.
Capricorn. Yeah, no, the signs are very good. Actually, for you, oh my God, you had a knee injury. Okay.
Why are all Capricorns getting knee problems?
No, Capricorn rules bones, and Pluto, the planet of transformation and Capricorn structure, is in your sign right now. So it's causing things to stop you on your path, so you change direction. So maybe you were focusing on the wrong kind of exercise for your body, and before you really hurt yourself, you got taken out, so you wouldn't keep doing that. But actually, Capricorn
That is
literally
so
rules the
interesting.
bones and the knees
Really?
in particular. That's a Saturn ruled thing, and that's your ruling planet.
So where are we now in the whole Capricorn?
Oh, Capricorn has been having a hell of a time for 4 years. Just a hell of a time, both with their health, with everything that's been going on emotionally, with just everything, and they've been feeling like they're out of control. So they've been feeling like other people are pulling their strings, and even if they go through the drive-through and say, "I'll have a double latte, please," they get some other drink and they're like, "Why can't you understand it? It's Starbucks. You should understand this. Like, you have 500 people going through this line."
So when are we pulling out of this 4-year mess?
You are pulling out of this 4-year mess. It will probably be close up until December of this year, but it's a productive change because it's your ruling planet and Pluto. It's in a huge aspect in the sky without going into too much detail, but what that is it's moving you in the correct path for your life. So all of the Capricorns that have not been in the correct place, because to understand human beings, we have an idea. If I was left to my own devices, let's just say for 1 second, as a female, I could eat anything I want and not gain weight. I would spend all my day eating ice cream and cake and chips on the couch doing nothing. If money wasn't an issue and
Would you really?
Oh God, yes. Are you
Really?
kidding? Well,
You know
probably
what I would do?
probably till I got sick of it, but
I
yeah.
would sit by the beach.
Okay.
That's it. In a kayak maybe, and just kayak away.
Okay, she
So
would
you'd
kayak.
be on the couch.
I'd be
eating
lazy.
ice cream and
Yeah.
chips and be lazy. I would kayak away.
Totally.
I'd be
Right.
somewhere outdoors. Yeah.
Okay, I'm usually outdoors. So yeah, see, we'd flip, right? So
Yeah,
you're an indoor and I'm an outdoor for now, or maybe we're both. But so if left to our own devices without having some kind of conflict in a nice way, we will probably not do what our soul is here to do. And Capricorn is extremely aware of that. They are so aware of it that they tend to have an over sense of responsibility and over focus on responsibility.
I'm definitely like that. I
So-
worry and concern, I should say,
Yeah.
about everyone, everything. Did I pay Kurt? Did I do? And then somewhere along the line,
And if I get a parking ticket, you know who's paying me.
what
Sorry.
did I say to you?
She
Right?
said,
Is it
"I'll pay
true?"
you.
I said, if you get a parking ticket because I made you wait too long in the studio, I'll pay for it.
Yeah,
but, it's
I'm
true.
putting that on air. No, but that's Capricornian.
now on the air, so
yeah,
there you
she's
go.
like, "I promise you, I'll do it. You don't understand. I."
No, it's true.
That's Capricorn. Yeah.
My God, I hope you don't get a ticket.
I'm not
So,
going to get
yeah.
one. We're talking to them. But Capricorn right now is going through this change. So it's been difficult for you and you have to get rid of what is no longer necessary. So
A lot.
yeah. Well, then no, but you really have to. That can go from anything like people that put too much stuff in their house, people that have too many clothes, people that have too many cars, people that have too many jobs, people that know too many people. You need to put aside what is no longer necessary. That's actually the point of this. And so because of your knee issue, she did tell me that. I didn't pick that up, but she did tell me that because she's a
You
runner.
can run with it though.
Yeah. So, but the knee issue at the moment is going to actually stop your focus from avoiding what you've not been looking at and force you to look at what you should look at so that you can do it while you're waiting for your knees to heal. See? Capricorn works on that.
This is practical and this is real stuff. And you're
That
right.
is.
And that's why
That's
you
why
are,
it would happen.
But that's why you're good at what you do.
Yeah,
Because
see,
you're
it's
not
good.
making up nonsense. You're
No,
going
it's not,
with
but
what's
that's
real.
It is real. That,
And
but
you're looking into
look
that.
up Capricorn. It rules the knees. Literally, your ruling planet rules the knees.
Yeah.
So you guys have to watch your knees anyway. It's the part of your body and then the bone structure on a whole. So when people have like really great bone structure, Capricorn, somewhere Capricorn, yeah, there you go. Somewhere Capricorn in their chart. It could be rising sun or moon sign or planets in Capricorn. When somebody has bone growth, it can be like Capricorn transit. So when Capricorn's going through the sky and they get like a toe thing, you know, where they have to have the bone shaved, Capricorn.
Ew.
You know what I mean? A bunion.
Oh, those are awful. That's just an ugly word, isn't it? The
Yeah,
word bunion.
bunion.
Even if I had one, I wouldn't even use the word. I would say I have that thing.
I have a toe add-on.
Yeah, whatever.
I have an add-on.
Why not?
I added fries with that. It just showed up on my foot.
I know that you're also able to pick up what's going on in the room, I guess, from what has passed. Who has passed?
Who has passed? Yeah. You know
How do you do this?
Okay, so how it works for me, and who knows if it's true. I never claim that it's true. I'm like,
Right,
if you don't
you're
believe
not one
what
who says this is it. You just say this is what I believe.
Yeah, this is what I'm getting.
Yeah.
But what happens is, for me, I can walk in somewhere. So I have you guys in the room here, and I'm like, I know it's only the three of us, unless you're going to tell me you hid someone somewhere. But it's the three of us in the room, and then if I pick up something, I'll get a feeling like a thought will be put into my head, or I will smell a cologne, or I will hear a little whisper in my mind, like this. Actually, I will tell you when I was walking up the stairs, but I don't know if it's for you or them in the studio next door.
Here?
Huh?
Who's
No, I
here?
was going to say there was a woman, and I can tell you the cologne, and I just almost forgot it. Oh my God, I can remember the cologne. I believe it's an Estee Lauder cologne.
I'm gonna pass out.
Yeah,
my mom wore
I could
Estee
smell
Lauder.
the cologne coming
There's
up
no
the
way you would
stairs.
have known that. Oh my God.
I can see the bottle. I know it comes from Estee Lauder, and I could smell it coming in. And I was like, who's wearing, excuse me for saying it, I'm like, who's wearing that shitty cologne?
My
or
mom.
perfume?
My mom.
It's only because
my
I
mom loved the Estee Lauder, but I did not.
No, you did
And
not.
she
I could
always wore
smell it coming in.
I'm wearing Chanel, but my mom.
Chanel is good. I smelt Estee Lauder coming in, and I got a waft of it coming in, and I knew it was a woman because I'm assuming men don't wear that. And I just got a waft of it coming in, and I couldn't see it, and I kind of turned my head, but I could smell it all the way. Remember, I was waiting out here.
How did
They
you
were
do
not
that?
wearing that.
Okay,
They
so
were not
talk
wearing
to me.
it.
Let's go with this. Since mom is in here wearing her Estee Lauder cologne,
She was by the front door greeting me. That's what it was. Because I walked through the front door, and there was nobody down there. You know that because you guys were all up
God.
here. Yeah, I got a waft of it, and I walked in. I'm like, oh, there's a lady wearing the cologne. And it's interesting because I'll just go with this. I feel like your mom was extremely independent, although at times pretended she wasn't, because she's kind of a trickster in her personality.
She was born at the wrong time.
Yeah, I like her personality.
Super independent,
but
super
pretended
fun.
she wasn't. Yeah,
She didn't pretend.
Okay,
She just couldn't go there. She was born at the wrong time. Wasn't educated.
She has a tremendous sense of humor because
She does.
In my head, when I was going up the stairs, I said in my head, who the hell wears this perfume? I call it cologne, but I meant perfume. You know what I'm saying?
No offense to Estee Lauder, but not everybody likes it.
I don't like it. Yeah, I'm a Chanel girl too.
Yeah.
I'm a Chanel. Or I'm just oils. I'm the awful patchouli vanilla oil wearing person.
That's pretty too,
I
though.
can be that girl.
I can sort of wear what's in my sight, by the way.
Yes.
Not Estee Lauder, but whatever's in my sight. It would be a lotion.
Yeah,
a
whatever it
lavender,
is.
Just whatever's
Yes.
there.
Yeah, I could do that too.
Okay, so mom is greeting you at the door with her Estee Lauder
Yeah, I'm not
perfume.
seeing her, although I feel like she did have brown hair, but I'm not seeing her. I'm getting just images of a woman who has this funny sense of personality, and she's sitting down, like in my head, when I'm walking up the stairs. I had no idea who it was for. She didn't say she was for you, or I didn't pick that up. But I'm seeing her, and she's showing me, in my mind, a bunch of old scrapbooks. Like there's scrapbooks and piles of scrapbooks with where you put the pictures in the corners like this, but they're not like I'm hitting the mic. They're not like taped down. And so I just briefly walk through that. And there's something to do with somebody's brother having these scrapbooks. And I don't know if that's your brother, her brother, somebody's brother. And then I just kind of tuned her out, honestly, when I came up the stairs.
Wow. Anything else that you're picking up in here? I mean, okay. Answer that, and then answer me the number 222, which I see everywhere.
In Canada, it's an aspirin laced with codeine is the 222. Anyway, I'm sorry. I digress. You know, you can buy those over the counter in Canada. Oh. It's a Canadian thing. I thought I'd just say it. It's not illegal. It's illegal in this country. It's not illegal
Well, what
there.
if I see it? If I wake up, it's 222. If I'm going to, I mean, all the time. Like
it's synchronicity. It means that to me, now I know there's different versions of it.
Yeah.
But it's synchronicity because God is numbers. Okay. Basically, when they really say math is God, okay, if you've heard that, ask the astrophysicist that. I don't know if she spoke about numbers.
I have to introduce you to.
Yeah,
because I know you'd really connect with her.
It sounds fascinating. She's the technical term, and she must know astrology just by the planets, of course, tremendously. That's super exciting.
Yeah, she's
I
neat.
know.
You'd
See, they
enjoy her.
know where the planets are, and I just read the energy, but the math of the planets is actual because she knows how to locate those planets.
Yeah.
I know. She's my hero because she's the smart version. I'm the poor man's astrophysicist.
Not particularly, because at the end, she was also very intuitive, and she would pick things up. And believe it or not, the X-Files, the Scully effect,
Yes,
you know?
yes.
When she was a kid, she'd watch that, and that inspired her to get into science. Just
Oh,
so you know.
that's super great.
Isn't that super
Awesome.
cool?
Yeah, I love women in science because I
Yeah.
can listen to them maybe differently.
Yeah, but you
saying.
both have an awful lot in common. You
Which is
really
great.
do.
Yeah, because if
You
she
do.
knows the planets and the positions, then
right.
that's how astrologers start. Then we deviate to the interpretation, which is left up to interpretation.
So before I go on a little
Okay,
more
so
about you.
2-2, yeah.
Okay, so
2-2-2
first 222
is a synchronicity, meaning your physical body, your spirit body, and your world around you is exactly in sync.
It is.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're noticing it. And you're noticing the patterns of the world too. The whole world is patterns. It's cyclical. So we're cyclical. So you're noticing it, but it's synchronistic. So your mind is not over there, your body over there, and then the world over here. You're like, boom. So you've come into focus.
So before we get a little bit more into you, because I now want to talk to you a little bit. One more. Is there anybody roaming around the room? Are you picking anything up, or no? They just stayed out there.
Well, I feel like they stayed out there. It's funny. The energy in here is a bit different. And I'm just going to say this. It's a weird thing to say. You'd think a spirit or a ghost or however you want to put it would know this, but it feels like they wait to be invited in here because they don't understand what all of this is. That's a weird thing to say, but the energy kind of moves more out in the hallways than it does in here.
They're being polite.
But your mom did have short, dark hair, right?
She had short hair.
Yeah,
She dyed it, so who knows what was underneath.
Okay,
But yeah,
I see it as
she's born
dark,
with
and
dark
I
hair.
think I'm seeing her. It's interesting. I'm going to say this to you. I feel like you have to look like your mom because you come from her, right? Like you're genetically, yeah, somewhere in there in the
Don't
family.
go into my dark roots, or you're really gonna go over the line, Miss Sloan.
What, you mean my natural bleach? Yeah. You mean the natural shit I put on my hair? No, your mom stands behind. Oh, I shouldn't have said that word. Sorry.
Podcasts, you can cuss all you want.
I didn't mean to say the SHIT, put a
You
quarter
can say
in the
shit
jar.
as many times as
Okay,
you want.
shit,
so
shit,
go
shit.
ahead.
No, your mom stood just behind you for a flash when you asked about that. I will say something to your mom's acknowledging the way that you look. I do feel like she might have been shorter than you, and she maybe was very much in awe of you, but didn't always let you know it. This is what I want to say, but put your arms from around behind you, thinks you're very pretty, looking at you at how pretty you are, acknowledging that. I don't think she spoke about that with you.
No, people in that generation didn't tell you much of anything, but I knew.
No, but she thinks you're really, she's looked like, I got a flash of her looking behind you and acknowledging you must look like somebody. She's kind of making me feel you didn't look like her fully. She looked different, or she chose a different way to show her appearance. You've done something that she wished she could have done.
Hair extensions?
You're no.
Was that it?
Yeah. Well, I don't think they were around a long time ago, but she probably was here. No, I'm going to say this to you. I feel like your mom, okay, I'm going to explain this to you. Your mom thought other women were beautiful all the time. Okay. Like she thought this one was pretty, that one was pretty. You look like a version of somebody that she admired physically is what she's saying in my head. So I don't know who that is. I don't know if that's a relative or a person, but you look like that. Okay. Like, a separate person that isn't a relative.
I'll take it. Honestly, I feel like she's around all the time.
She just came up like just a split. It hit me with a split second. It's like I could just see her.
And Dad too. It's a weird thing when people
I get
pass,
your mom.
All of us who've had
don't get
people
your dad.
pass know what I'm saying, know, and it doesn't really even matter, although it's worse when they're younger. But no matter who they are, older,
You miss
younger,
them.
you miss them, and you sort of wonder, like, are you there? And then I'm always looking for little signs. I'm looking at my glass. I'm looking at the.
Can I ask, did your mom favor a red sweater or jacket?
Maybe. I don't remember.
Okay,
maybe.
because that's how she's showing herself, just off the curtain, and it's red.
She was just super sweet.
Yeah. No, she's got a sense of humor.
She's enjoying this. She's probably right next to you. So my dad was
She
too.
was behind you.
Really?
Yeah, she put her head behind you to hug you, but acknowledging something about you, maybe where you've come in your life and how you've shown up, like what you look like now, how you were as a little girl, and what you look like now, like that contrast.
Oh.
Or that expression.
I think I look a lot the same. I have one on my Instagram where you could see where I'm like 5, and I swear to God, I have like the same.
Well, you're going to have your face, but the way that you presented yourself, something about you was more introverted till you were till about the age of 7, and then you seem introverted.
Like
that's what
shy.
That's what I'm saying. Introverted. That's the word I use. It's another word for shy.
Don't you find that a lot of people who are either in front of the camera, performers, whatever it is, they tend to be more shy. We just had this lovely young musician here.
She's super cute. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And
right?
talented. She sounded beautiful.
She's incredible. But in person, I think she's a little shy. You tend to sort of let it out when the cameras are on. As soon as they're off, you're a little more introverted again. Anyway, don't you think? I think you're probably always an extrovert, though. You've got such a darling personality.
If a camera turns on, I have a problem with it. I become more
self-conscious.
Yes.
Why?
I'm not on camera a lot.
Oh, you read to the camera so well.
But I'm the opposite. I actually will tell you a funny story. I studied with Stella Adler. You remember Stella Adler?
Yeah.
Back in the day where the W Hotel is now. And I was thrown out of the master class for having no personality. I was 21. Yeah.
You can't do that with actors and actresses because you don't know what's brewing underneath.
I was too repressed. She said I was too repressed.
I wasn't a particularly great actor either, and I'll tell you why. Because I was self-conscious.
Yes, repressed.
And you have to leave Sloan or Deborah at the door and
take on the person.
Character.
Yeah,
and that takes it takes some time to develop that.
My 50s, yes.
Or maybe they did as a favor. I don't know.
I think she did me a favor. Yeah.
Maybe
she did me a favor. She's like, you have to leave the class.
So you cracked me up.
I know, it was terrible. I was like, well, fuck you. And so when I heard she passed, it was like at the end of her life and I was taking the master class and I was so excited and she just ripped me one. Yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, I'm already traumatized from life. Now you've just thrown me over the edge.
Yeah. Well, I had that with a horseback riding lesson. I was so scared that finally the instructor said, darling, you don't need a horse instructor. You need a psychologist.
You're kidding.
No, because I was very afraid of the height.
Yeah,
and I did warn her that that's why I was there, because I was petrified of looking down and seeing the ground that I would fall. I felt out of control.
How old were you?
12 and then 18. I gave up my career of horse riding at that point because it was just too scary. Anyway, that's another
well, you're
time.
Probably smart too. You saved your brains.
Probably.
You get thrown off the horse.
I was a little afraid, even though I think horses are outstanding.
They're
and
beautiful. Yeah.
Just pulling them in and controlling them. I wasn't able to quite do it. I think because I was.
They're huge animals, actually.
They're
when you think about it, when you think about that, the fact that they believe they can be controlled is kind of absurd.
And they really can't. They just let it happen.
That's what I'm saying. So if you get a rebellious one,
you're toast.
You're toast. You're on the ground. Oh,
yeah.
Well, screw that guy too.
I know. All right. So a little about you. You're adopted.
I am.
Did you ever go back and find out who you were?
I did.
And how was that?
Interesting. She was a hippie vegan. This should not surprise anybody.
Wow. Are you in touch with her?
She passed really young. She was 59 when she passed.
Wow.
I met her at 23.
Oh, cool. At least you met her.
I met her.
Genetically, what you're related to.
Yeah, that was another issue. Yeah, genetically, not so happy about that. But yeah, there were a lot of illnesses in the family. Mm-hmm. So there were a lot of crippling illnesses. So then I worried before I had my children, I had to go get genetically tested because my actual birth sister, I did not know her, had these illnesses and half of the family had them. And my mom had it, but I did not have it. So I was like, score. So that was terrifying because my mom didn't know she had it till she was in her 40s and then became kind of crippled from it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so
I really am sorry.
That
to
was
hear that.
a
But
problem.
You were raised by good people, but you were a rebellious kid. You ended up on the streets.
I did. I left at 14. I turned 14 in August and ran away in November and never went back home.
You never went home?
No.
Are you in touch with them?
I was till 2005. Long, boring story. My mom is still alive and I believe will be 92. She is a Taurus, so next week she shall be 92. We do not speak because she will not forgive me and I'm not going to be tortured.
For running away?
Probably, and a whole bunch of other things. Yeah, she just won't let it go. So I'm like, okay, have a nice life. I'm good. I'm good with it.
As long as you're good?
I'm good. Yeah, I can't be tortured.
No, none of us can.
I don't want to be tortured.
Isn't working.
It's not working.
You could carry it with you through life or just choose to let it go.
I let it go in about 2008.
But having said that,
yes.
because you lived on the streets and what that did to you personally, and you got involved with just about everything you can imagine that a young girl would get involved with on the streets.
Yes. Right? And that was fun too, and not. But yes.
But you're here to live to tell.
I'm alive and well.
But what's incredibly impressive about you and our friend and publicist, Marina Anderson, she said, you make sure you talk to her about your involvement with child trafficking, which I think is so stellar and such a wonderful way to move it forward, for all you've been through.
Yeah, I'll explain that a bit. I used to get really agitated when I was a teenager because I wasn't crazy and I wasn't stupid and I was sober a lot of the time, believe that or not.
I do.
Yeah, I had
Just because you ran away doesn't mean you were on drugs.
I was and I wasn't. Okay, so at a very young age, I decided to be sober. But what I found interesting is the judgment that people placed on girls and boys in my circumstance. If you'd been in the sex industry or you'd been on drugs or you were judged. Okay, and if you ran away, you were judged. People said, caveat, this is so-and-so and she is a former slut, the W word, the whore word. That's the worst word. If I hear that in anything, I'm like, that's it. I'm going after you.
So how do you help people in child trafficking? Do you help locate them? Like, what do you do?
That's the point. When people would judge these girls, mainly girls I dealt with, some boys too, they didn't have a way back into society to even ask for help because they were told you're going to be called a this, a that, and no one's going to take you seriously. That's when I realized there was a way to move in and be able to help people think differently about themselves so that they didn't carry other people's shame about what they did with them. So that's how I came about it because I know it affected me. I was like, I can't do anything because I have this label on me. Then I was like, screw you and your labels. I am me now, not me then. I used to wear leg warmers too, but I shouldn't be held accountable for that either. Like seriously. So that's what I do. I first come in, I have parents that bring me the kids that have been I have many parents, actually. A lot of my clientele where the kids have been taken out of schools and gone into prostitution and been drugged, and the parents have chased them and got them back. And this is out of Burbank, by the way. Several of my clients, I have at least 5 different clients, and good homes and good families. I'm sure something happened in the family with somebody somewhere, but the mothers, for the most part, are good. Find the kids, bring them in, and these girls are warped by what they've been told. Because understand, it's indoctrination. It's a psychological warfare to keep these girls productive and making money, okay? I don't deal with like small babies missing. I deal more with like 10, 11, 12 and up, and then that kind of thing. And I also work with organizations, and I'm going to name them. And you should probably interview Lori Burns from Freehab and the Teen Shelter.
I would love to.
She is a former child prostitute and runaway. Teen prostitute, and she's opened up Freehab. She opened it with Russell Brand, and she opened up the Teen Project, and now she just bought Vera's Sanctuary, which is the old Boys Town homes.
Would you make that introduction?
I will make that introduction.
I think that's a very important
yes,
topic. It's very important, and
she deals with it.
It's a huge issue.
Very huge.
So now you deal with her, and you're helping locate kids, or you're helping the kids once you get them back?
Once we get them back, and both. Because I will have parents who call me and ask me, my daughter's been missing. I have a lot of that, actually. My daughter, my son has been missing. There was a case out of Santa Clarita a few years ago where a young man went missing. And I said, no, he's just homeless. He hasn't been kidnapped. He was a teenager, and they were afraid he was dead in this. And I saw him just having a breakdown and leaving. And I believe there were sightings of him homeless. I don't think they found him yet, but I believe he is on the streets. So there's a difference. I've even gone as far as I had one little client. I'm not going to say who she is because she knows who she is. I won't say her name. Darling, I've known her since she was 12, and she's a Sagittarius, so she doubly knows who she is. Anyway, she would tell me about her drugs and what she was doing, and I would say, the mother is who came to me with her, and I would say, I'm going to have to tell your mother if this. And then she ran away, and she went had full life on the streets. Wow. When we found her, because she will talk, these kids will talk to a psychic or an astrologer because they think it's different. It's not the police. It's not their parents.
Right,
it's
I
not,
understand.
Yeah, so it's different for them, which is where I can come in. Anyway, I enlisted Lori's help, and we chased this little girl all over town, detoxed her, whatever. She's a year sober now. She's a year sober, and she's only
wonderful.
21. She works full-time and exercises, and she has shifted that energy. But it was Lori calling me calling Lori, us calling the mom, chasing the kid. Literally, she'd just take off to go get high and find an Uber driver, and I'd be behind her, literally chasing her down. And she did this. It depends who it is. Some people you're not going to find. You can't find them. Like it's
right,
not.
but you get involved. I mean, you really
because they're my clients, so they trust me with their children that way, like to make the connection. And then I trust Lori. I've seen her work. Like,
we only have a couple minutes.
Yes, a couple minutes.
I mean, what do your kids think of this? How many kids do you have?
I have my 2 boys, 26 and 23, and my little grandbaby rascal, Lila. She's a girl. That's what we're talking about outside with
Oh,
the
how old is
grandbabies.
she?
She is 7. She's so cute.
Oh,
She's super cute.
Is she near you? Do you get to see her a lot?
She's right around the corner.
Oh, that's beautiful.
She is the best thing in the world. The little grandbabies are the best.
So you've got the 2 kids. Do they think this is cool, or they're like, Mom?
They're used to it.
They're used
to it, and they will bring me, although they make fun of the psychic thing when they can. My oldest son is extreme medium. Like, he's extreme. He's better than I ever was, although he will never admit it, and he doesn't do it for a living. And my youngest son will dream things. They will bring me young kids throughout high school. They would laugh at me and then bring me kids in trouble. So
Right.
bring me kids whose parents died, or bring me kids that were runaways. They'd say, can you do a reading for
Clearly,
so-and-so?
they're proud of you. That's
Yeah,
pretty
but they're not
amazing.
going to admit it.
So if people want to get in touch with you, whether they want to know who's in the room, they want to know about the boyfriend, the girlfriend, what's ahead,
The boss, yeah.
the boss, or, to find someone who may sadly be missing, how can they find you?
I have my website, so sloanbella.com.
Very easy. SLOAN Bella.com. It's a really terrific website because you've got everything in there. Testimonials.
Everything
You've
you can
been
think
on
of.
an awful lot of TV and in print.
Yes. Fun stuff.
Fun stuff, but you really are the real deal. I mean, you're
I
well
try to be.
respected. That's why I say that.
I know, it's shocking.
No, you're well respected. There's
shocking.
lots of people who can claim to be psychic mediums and astrologers, but you come from a very real point of view. So,
Astrology was my passion in childhood. Before I ever ran away, I loved astrology.
before you, now and again, you do you counsel people over the phone.
Yes, many clients. Since I put up my YouTube channel, I have the Australian community, which I never had before.
Interesting.
So it can only be on phone.
Interesting.
Yeah, many.
So sloanbella.com. And as far as me, I'm going to have kind of sort of a slow summer, but things are picking up. And my
It's
health is
financially, your knees were put in place. And I see writing with you. I would not be surprised if you weren't going to be asked to write something in a broader scale than a book. I want to say maybe it is a concept that you're going to be asked to write about, something like a conceptual, put it into writing, and then we can conceptualize this.
Okay.
That's how I'm wording
I
it.
mean, that's kind of already in the works. So
Okay, there you
pretty
go.
clever. And Mom with her perfume is right out the
I
door. so
swear to God, I smelt it coming in because I thought, who's wearing the shitty perfume?
I'm shocked.
Sorry, Mom.
No, it's okay, but I'm a little surprised. Of all the perfumes you could have
That's
picked
the
out
perfume.
there, that was hers. And you have not been in my house, nor have you
No,
been into
but I'm
my
coming to your
closets.
house.
Yeah, that'd
There
be
you go.
fun.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'll be
this
there
has been fun.
tonight.
I wish we can go on longer. Anyway, thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
here. And please,
Yeah.
sloanbella.com, should you need anything, advice, whatever. She's the real deal. And as far as
Thank
me,
you.
I'm the real deal too.
You are the real deal.
You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, where else, Kurt?
Instagram.
Thank you. Twitter. And if you're listening to our podcast, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, and any place else where you get your podcasts. So thank you for tuning in.
Thank
We'll see you
you.
next time.